time for Motohop on Air.
Welcome to episode 29.
29. Don't get a gnat in your eye.
Did that rhyme?
Not perfectly, no. But
Okay.
I was mowing grass and there was a lot of gnats, and that's all I could come up with.
Okay. Well, good enough. We were recording this June 11th at 10:48 p.m. right on time.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's an hour later than I normally complain about.
Yeah. Well, life. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I think you owe me a coffee
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I think I owe you many coffees.
It's true.
Yeah.
Largely in debt.
That's how we'll end up with a coffee shop. It's the only way I'll be able to repay the amount of coffee I owe you is by just
Let's not take
starting a
on
coffee
more
shop.
projects.
No, not at this stage. Not at all.
I think we're all at our limits.
Yeah. Before we delve into life and news, what's in your cup?
Well, I have 1 cup of ice water, hold the ice.
Okay.
It's just water. And then the other one, we split a can
Mm-hmm.
from Magic City Brewing, which is right around the corner-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a lot of really good sours, which anytime I have a sour from anywhere else, it actually tastes awful because theirs are so good. And they actually have a really good salad too. Their food is really good. So I go every once in a while, grab a salad. And I brought a 4-pack home of this cult Coolaid, it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Its description was strawberry, pineapple, vanilla, and lactose, which gives it a creamy goodness.
Yep.
And it's great, right? Like I made them.
Yeah, it's
I tried
really
all
good.
their sours in like little tiny thimbles before I picked one.
Yeah, it's like this slightly opaque pinkish color.
It kind of
Like
looks
pink
like
lemonade.
a grapefruit mimosa would.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, they're right on 93 south of 224 here. They're probably technically Akron, even though Magic City is Barberton.
Yeah, it all just kind of blurs together. It's fine.
Yeah, well, the cult Kool-Aid's funny though because they have leaned into the whole Magic City brewing as a cult or something.
Yeah, well, their kitchen's cult kitchen. I don't know if it still
Yeah.
is. It recently changed how they do it, but not
Yeah.
important. But delicious.
Well, so here's the
Love
funny
some
thing
bar
though.
food. Good bar food. I want high-end bar food. Like that's like my favorite genre of food is high-end pub food.
Yeah. I don't know if I can get back to it now.
What?
We were trying to figure out what the name of this was without having to run upstairs and get the can.
I couldn't find it
And-
on their website.
Well, so I had a Reddit thing pop up, and someone mentioned, do they have sours in a slushy machine?
I've never seen it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't. I don't go on the weekend, so
Yeah.
I don't know what happens like on a Friday, Saturday. I always swing by on like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So crazy things could happen.
If they have a slushy machine with sours, that'd be pretty wild.
You could also get a ninja slushy. Although I saw,
The Freezy.
yeah, whatever it is,
Or no, yeah.
Costco
You've got
has
the
them.
Freezy. Whatever the other one is.
I was
Yeah.
shocked. They're like $350.
Yeah, and it only makes
lot
like
of slushy.
2 drinks worth of material at a time.
It's
People are finding that
insane.
out.
Well, you know what? Do your research before you drop $300+ on a kitchen appliance.
Yeah. Well,
So,
definitely.
you got any other cups over there? You have
Oh, yes.
your normal.
I have an
don't
allotment.
know why you think you need so many.
Well,
You have
so
4.
originally my plan was I was going to do just a pour of what is this? Tin cup 10-year. The 10-year aged tin cup just on the rocks.
Uh-huh.
Little audio effect. And followed up with a Bud Zero NA beer.
Yeah, because be responsible.
And then after I already poured this and drugged this down here, I was like, oh, we should open one of those sours.
Mhm.
So I have that too, and a bottle of water.
You know, just in case you're thirsty. We have actually like
Yeah,
3
so-
bottles of water for the 2 of us because we never open them.
Yes, so drink count tonight is 4. And I feel like if I remember, we'll do start doing a drink check-in on these episodes where I have multiples at the end.
To see what you actually drink.
Yeah, what did I actually make it through? Yeah.
Now you're not allowed to make like intentional effort and like soil the novelty of it by
No,
like
no, no.
actually chugging all of these. Like, okay.
No, but sometimes I make decent progress and sometimes I don't.
Yeah, it just depends on how much you cough.
Well, it also correlates to how much you talk, because the more you talk, the more I can take a drink.
Yeah.
So I put stuff out of order.
Well, you go in whatever order
Yeah.
your little heart desires, and I'll just play along.
So recent life check-ins, last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was down in Columbus for Hackers Teaching Hackers.
For one of your alter egos, I feel like
Yeah.
this is the tech ego.
Yeah. If you or anyone in your life is a information security professional or information security adjacent or is just interested in it, Hackers Teaching Hackers is a pretty cool conference. Pretty laid back. It's held at Brewdog in Columbus. There's multiple Brewdog locations. I don't know which one it's considered. It's the one with the hotel.
They can look it up.
Yeah, 3-day conference. There's like a workshop day, a village day. The last day's like sessions, and then there's a capture the flag competition in there. Placed third, me and my team.
Congratulations.
200 points out of first. There's a bit of, I don't know, drama.
There always is.
We had a solution to a challenge that was worth 500 points. There was an issue with the system, whatever.
And capture the flag, for those who don't know, because I wouldn't know what it is. It's basically a scavenger hunt for nerds.
Kind of. This year actually had,
it's
like we had to go to a different location to find something.
So it was like a literal scavenger hunt. Normally
Yes.
it's like a digital scavenger hunt where you're like looking through websites and files and looking for things. And this was, you actually had to move your little bodies and go find things.
Pick 2 locks to gain access to containers they were sealing.
Which is way cooler. It's almost like an escape room.
Although we know the guy who runs the lockpick village. And
did he help?
No, he knew we weren't going to gain access the way he intended. So we bypassed the one padlock with a comb pick. And the other one was a combination lock on a toolbox. Toolboxes have hinges. Hinge pins can be removed.
Very wise.
Yeah.
Good job.
So yeah, that was fun. That was some relaxation for me.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm very relaxed when you're gone.
Are you?
Surprisingly, yes.
Oh, well, I guess that's
like,
good.
When you're gone, I know that you're not stressed at work and I can relax. Like if I know you're out like good. Enjoying yourself, I don't care. Like
yeah, it was a blast.
Sense of calm. I could go around and like clean the house and like the kitchen table stayed clean after I cleaned it and the bathroom was like pristine. Like it was a glorious couple of days, honestly.
Well, I'm sorry I make it sound so bad.
No, it's just little things of like, I feel like within a home, there's like constant chores. I mean, it's just a constant turnover of dishes, and that's just the natural life. It is what it is. It's not meant to like be horrible, but you remove people, you do remove chores. It's just kind of natural. I mean,
yeah,
I can pay more attention to my own shortcomings when you're not here.
Okay. But yeah, it was a good time. On the way back, got to stop at Taco John's.
It's not that good.
It is. Go have the
potato olays are good, and that's really.
And tell me it's not good.
Those are all that's good. I'm not a meat eater, a big meat eater when it comes to those things, and the problem is whenever we go there, I'm like starving.
Which is why it's always so delicious.
That's probably why it tastes good in your mind, just because you're literally famished every time you go.
It's this beacon of hope halfway between Columbus and Akron.
It's just not. I mean, the meat quality is just not there. The employee quality is a little shaky sometimes.
It was kind of rough this time, but
I feel like it was rough last time we went to.
My tacos were good, man.
Oh, good.
Got some shredded chicken in there. Potato olays for anyone listening who hasn't had them. Think like a
tater tot
patty.
Yeah, like kind of like the Sheets one, but they're seasoned really good.
Yeah, whatever seasoning they put on there has got to have some kind of drug in it. Like it's good. Yeah. What was it, like 2 weeks ago or something? Because it's been a minute. We missed somewhere in between. We had our planning meeting for Code Mash. Man, this is starting to sound like a tech podcast, man.
Yeah, no one. I don't know if people care about this stuff.
No, but the only reason I'm bringing it up
Yeah.
was outside where we had the meeting,
Oh yeah.
there was that scooter.
Mm-hmm.
So
An electric like sit scooter.
yeah, like in
Not
suburbia
like stand
here
scooter.
around
How do
us,
you
we don't have them.
differentiate the two between stand scooters and sit scooters?
A stand-up scooter and a
Really, that's
sit-down
the
scooter?
only like differentiation in like verbaling.
Well, you can be like kick scooter versus like the problem is kick scooters like razors kind of hijacked the word scooter. So then people started calling scooters mopeds, even though they weren't mopeds. Right. So yeah. But so most people are familiar with like a Bird or a Lime or insert one of the stand-up electric scooters. This was the first time the company was VEO, I believe. VEO. I've still got the app on here somewhere. They do stand-up scooters. Yeah, VEO. But they had like a proper sit-down scooter.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the weird part, though. If it is an micro mobility device, whatever the term is, I don't know. Check episode number previous to this one. Somewhere we talked about electric micro mobility device laws in the state of Ohio. You can ride them on sidewalks.
Mm-hmm.
So electric vehicles, no pedals, under a certain speed. I think it was 20 miles an hour, whatever the limitations were, right? So most of those scooters fall into that. The sit down had a sticker on it that specifically said, "Do not ride on the sidewalk." Okay. So where are you supposed to go? Because if it's micromobility, you're not allowed in the bike lane, technically. It's not a bike because it doesn't have pedals.
Maybe they expect them to be in cities where there's a bike lane.
But you can't be in the bike lane.
Oh, I don't know.
There's no pedals.
Oh, I don't know.
Right? It's not a class 2 e-bike. It's not a class 1 or 3. There's no pedals.
Who's enforcing that, though, too?
Sure. But, so that would mean you're going to ride it in the road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It doesn't have any turn signals. Right?
Maybe that's why, like, haven't some cities done away with them?
Well, the stand-up ones, yes. But this is slightly smaller than a normal gasoline scooter. It definitely smaller. And it moved decent-ish. Top speed probably was somewhere in the just under 20 range. But it'd get there pretty quick because it was electric.
Mm-hmm.
But I did a loop, and then I came back and asked you if you wanted to try it. And I forget exactly what you said. Some of the effect of like, if I thought you needed to.
Yeah.
And more of it was like
change my life.
Yeah, more of it was like making sure I wasn't going to deprive you of an experience if you wanted it, because I didn't really want you to ride it.
Oh.
Because it's in that sketchy area of like.
Luckily, there was no cars where we were. We were kind of like in an inner block, kind of on a weekend. Like there wasn't any normal traffic or anything.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite part is like you run down the checklist and it's like you should always wear a helmet. Cool. Someone just rolled up to this thing, saw a QR code, opened the app, decided to rent it. Where's the helmet? There's no helmet.
Well, then there's no age. Like a 10-year-old couldn't get on it and grab this thing too. There wasn't.
They're not supposed to, and I forget it.
Yeah,
I had to
you're
set
not
up an
supposed to
account
ride
and all
without a
kinds
helmet.
of stuff, and I don't remember what all they verified.
Yeah,
there
I'm
may
sure
have
there's
been
terms in there somewhere
verification in
legally
there.
protecting someone.
Yeah. But to tell you not to ride it on the sidewalk, that's really the only place it should be, because outside of that, it needs to be in a lane of traffic, and it should have turn signals at that point, and probably more lighting. It did have some lighting on it. But I don't know. It's kind of, I want to start like polling Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know, whatever generations after Gen Z.
Alpha?
Is that what it is?
I think so.
There's the whole thing where it's like, ask the kid to pretend they're on the phone.
Oh, yeah,
they like use their flat palm because they used to like flat bar phones, like all the
instead of their pinky.
And their pinky thumb. Like, yeah. I want to know how many Gen Z and younger know the appropriate hand signals to use on a bike. Like, we learned that like Safety City Elementary School. Like, is that still a thing?
I didn't learn it there. I learned it in 4-H, but
yeah,
similar concept.
Yeah, but it's like, so if you're gonna provide people these devices with no turn signals, there was no like, hey, here's how hand signals work. It was just like, hey, here's a thing you
YOLO.
can throw into traffic.
Good luck out there, guys.
Yeah.
Don't get in a lawsuit. Well, I'm sure there's enough things in the app that protected the people that want to be protected from a lawsuit.
Yeah. Well, and then they make you take a picture of where you parked it when you're done. And then, so
they can make sure there's no damage to it.
yeah. So my sister had told me, we went out to eat the one night I was down there. So, the one brand is Bird, right? She said that in the main, like, downtown area, especially closer to campus there, people will throw them up in the trees.
Why?
Well, partially because they're probably annoyed by them, but also it's funny because it's Bird, right?
That is annoying.
So the birds are in the trees. Let's see. Car check-in. Got the front brake sensor done on your car.
Yeah.
Still have to do all the stuff on the X5. Haven't touched it.
My car stop squeaking now?
If you believe hard enough.
Positive affirmation.
The weird squeal that comes in, I think, is the rear brakes, which is why I still need to do the rear brakes.
Okay.
But the front sensor's fixed.
It'll stop dinging at me, which is nice.
Yes. Garage check-in. Every bike except for the Honda has been dewinterized. The Honda's not going to get dewinterized until the Harley is off the lift because the Honda needs to go on the lift.
You need to clean off the lift.
Yes, and get the Harley off the lift.
The Harley's on the chopper.
Yeah. Okay. The Harley.
The only Harley.
The only Harley. Also hung up the old TV that we decommissioned from house use, and I forgot why. I remember the buttons didn't work. Well, the buttons were like glitching out, so I disconnected the board that
I think that's what happened. Is it was just glitching out, and then we bought a new one.
Well, then I forgot there was like a strip of picture that was all weird.
Is it still like that?
Yeah, it's not horrible. I had kind of fixed it, and then we decided that wasn't good enough, and we went and bought a new TV.
You don't have to keep it if it's
it's good enough for garage duty. Okay. Of just like YouTube videos in the background.
You got a good speaker out there now too.
Yeah, normally I just listen to stuff on my phone anyways, but sometimes there's a visual.
You have one of the Sonys out there, right? Yeah. The nice speakers.
Yep.
Getting there.
I've got to figure out how to hook the TV to that, but we'll figure that out.
Might need a cord.
So that is garage update. Motorhome check-in. You went through and cleaned a bunch of stuff.
I did clean it, and I realized that I may have... I'm trying to figure out how I should word this. Given diabetes to a mouse over the winter.
I forgot about this.
Oh, my word. Well, and we went in there for the first time, like, intentionally with, like, let's get this thing ready. Because I think we've been in and out a few times. I took a bunch of stuff out. We had food in there from, like, that I took out, like, over the winter, batteries, like, stuff, random stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I haven't really been in there that much. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go and clean it, kind of get the vibe going.
Yeah, because we are
get into
T-minus like 1.5 months.
Yeah. So I like to plan ahead. I'm not a procrastinator. My nervous system does not do well under pressure.
No?
No.
It's where I thrive.
That's why we work so well together, I guess.
Yeah.
So going in there, I was like, kind of looks like mouse poop, but there's not very much of it. Maybe it's not, right? Like you try to like gaslight yourself and like, no, like you're crazy. It's fine. It's nothing. It's nothing. There's no way it's anything. I took all the food out, right? Well, we had a drawer that had like, it had one like savory spice and like olive oil for like barbecuing or whatever. And one bag of sugar. Well, had one bag of, it was maple sugar. I'm sure I took it from my coffee or something. Probably never even used it. Totally forgot it was in there. It was the only food in there. And that's where he lived.
Yeah. And it was gone.
Luckily, he didn't die there. Oh, it was like he licked the bag clean because it was a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And there is, did I send you that picture?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And
gone.
I have just enough like germophobia that it like makes me want to burn the thing. Like,
oh man.
Like I thought about changing out the drawers.
You can sanitize them.
And I have been. Yeah. I have multiple times gone through and Cloroxed and sprayed like the disinfector that has to sit on it Like, I've wiped them down multiple times. I'm washing everything that was in there. It's soaking as long as it can. Like, it just grosses me out to think of, like, filthy little rodent, like, touching your food stuff. Like, ugh. And I tried to take the Wonder out, and you can't because, like, the refrigerator's in the way.
Oh, we can move the fridge. It's like 2 screws to move the fridge.
Well, I, like, wiped it out with a Clorox wipe, sprayed it down. I'll probably go out and spray it down again, maybe wipe it down again just for good measure. There really isn't that much in there. It's so frustrating to happen. I'm, like, washing all the blankets again, and...
Yeah. The most intriguing part is I just don't understand its point of entry. No, I understand field
I
mice.
just assume...
Like, very tiny
They
hole.
probably can fit into, like, a hole the size of, like, a pencil or something freakish.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny. But
luckily,
I
think
know.
It was just one. He's probably gone already. Because now that everything's
the
clean,
joke was like, how to get back out.
Same way he came in.
Yeah, except he was like 400 pounds.
He could have been living in there when we got it. We don't know that they didn't leave the door open or something.
Yeah.
I mean, he could still be in there for all we know.
He's going to starve out at some point.
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
But starting grocery list for vintage days, again, cleaning everything. There's a few other areas of around the bed and stuff, like the mattress and stuff. It's really hard to get to that I need to wipe down. But we're moving in a positive direction. I have a week, possibly 2, of travel for work between now and then, which is very untimely.
Stupid life getting in the way of vintage days.
I know. But at least we have a camper. We didn't have a camper this time last year, did we?
We did. It did not have a bathroom.
Oh, well, that's true. Do you remember what day we got it? Are we at an anniversary?
Let me look. Oh.
It's very close. I don't know if it's going to show up. If we would have taken pictures there for it to show up on the map correctly. Maybe you could type in truck or something.
No. There should be pictures from there.
So, like, you're trying to figure out if there's some mechanical adjustments.
We did not have it yet.
We were insane.
How did we get that thing done?
Well, you didn't let me sleep, if I remember correctly. We were up until 2 o'clock every morning.
Yeah, I mean, according to... Let me see here if it'll take me to where it was in our text. You text me the picture of us driving down their road on June 20th, but it says the photo was taken on the 19th.
I was going to say, I should have known because our insurance for it just lapsed the 1 year. I think it was due on the 19th.
Yep. Here's the insurance card on the 19th. Wow.
We're idiots.
I mean, that's damn impressive.
It's low-key insane.
I mean, luckily there weren't any mechanical issues, really.
Well, I mean, there was.
Yeah, but nothing until we got there. And then we got back fine.
That's true. Huh. Well, we didn't have to sit in traffic on the way back.
No. So this year, in the try and rush and
we're way
get
ahead
something
of
done,
things.
We're just going to try and swap an automatic transmission in that we don't have yet.
Are you serious about this?
I mean, kinda.
Oh, boy.
We'll see.
Because it's kind of one of those things, if you get to the point of, like, we can't do anything else, like, we're stuck.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is, like, get transmission here.
I just know that, like, bolts get rusty, right? Like, we've had this problem before.
Yeah, but this is, like, old enough and has had enough oil leaks over its life that everything should come out fine.
I don't know if that's the attitude that I have.
Okay.
I mean, I guess pursue it, and then we can see timing when it gets here. Because either way, if it's something you want to do.
Yeah, I've reached out to a couple people. If you were in the Northeast Ohio area and have a, I don't know what nomenclature you want, TH400 or 475 with the e-brake drum on the tailpiece, and don't want a firstborn child, a deed to a house, or likewise in value for it, please reach out to podcast@motohop.co.
We do have extra kidneys.
I suppose. I don't think it should cost a kidney either.
Well, yeah. I mean, what you're looking for different than what our neighbor offered us? He offered us an entire truck. We have to take the entire truck if we want his transmission.
A Dodge that is known to have bad transmissions.
But it's a new transmission. It's not what he's got in there. You're shaking your head no.
Yeah, no.
People can't hear you.
Yeah, no. Bad transmission.
So what they put in there is bad too? How do you know? You haven't seen it.
It was just a bad design.
But you don't know what they put in there.
I know. They rebuilt the factory transmission. The transmission on that year range of Rams was just bad.
But when you replace the transmission, there's not... Didn't you say like they could put a Cummins in there or something?
No, that's an engine.
Oh.
And it came from the factory with the Cummins.
Oh.
And the problem is the transmissions were junk.
That's probably why he's getting rid of it.
Well, that's also why he's rebuilt it 3 times in his ownership.
How do you know that?
Because you told me.
Oh.
This is the third rebuild on it.
Well, that's because he said the first guy he didn't like. The first mechanic was dumb, he said.
Yeah.
That's not the language he used.
You don't say. Yeah, so I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand. I still can't figure out the difference between engine and transmission, so I'm just playing
Engine has
along.
the pistons and uses the fuel. Transmission has the gears.
It's a stick.
And it takes the engine power.
I've heard it enough times, like, I
wheels.
should know.
Yeah.
But you know when you just, like, memorize something wrong and it's really hard to switch?
Mhm.
That's where I'm at.
I'm going to get, like, some 3-dimensional models.
I mean, like...
so we can understand the differences.
Flashcards would work, too.
Okay. We'll do flashcards.
Okay.
Oh, before we go to something else, also in garage check-in, fired up the Fiero today.
How'd it sound?
Like magic.
If anyone wants a Fiero and would like to trade it for an engine.
No, I don't need an engine. Still need a transmission.
I thought I was really onto something good.
Still need a transmission.
So if anyone wants a Fiero in exchange for a transmission...
It better be really nice to trade a Fiero for it. I'm looking for that like $400 transmission. I'm looking for that junkyard special.
Oh, I just know you said you were looking at one that was $1,600, so I thought
No. I said that guy was out of his mind. There was a listing for the 454 big block and the TH400 out of an RV. He wanted $1,600. You had to pull it yourself and put the RV back to original condition before leaving.
Original condition without the transmission, or are you putting a new one in there for him too?
No. Missing said transmission and engine, but you had to put all of the trim pieces back, the grill back on, etc. And he was charging like $1,000 more than anyone else. I think there's a reason that listing's been up for a few months.
Yeah. Like I said, people need money and they just... I mean, we know that from people just emptying their garage at vintage days in the swap meet. Like,
that's always happened, though.
Don't even wipe the dust off of it. They're like, look, it's vintage. Doesn't need to be clean.
Well, even if it was clean, it's not going to stay clean at vintage days.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. We could write things on them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I didn't think about it like that.
How is fill people in on the merch development? I mean, it's more like progress. Cranking through designs.
I'm trying to get some shirts available. I don't want to say it's like a launch because it's not the launch of our site, but maybe like a relaunch of our site.
Yeah, we've just been like coming up with ideas that we just haven't had time to execute.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this list of all of these awesome shirt and sticker ideas as a backlog that when we've had time, I've tried to progress through them, but you've put some hours in recently and we've really been
trying. We've ordered a few. We ordered a sample of our Vintage Day shirt for this year.
Yep.
Which we post pictures. I post pictures on my Instagram story. Is Motohop if you want to see them. We didn't really like the proportions with the restrictions of like when you get a shirt, you have restrictions on how big you can put a design. If your proportions, like we had a longer rectangle, it shortens the design based on the longest side. So I went through and redesigned that a bit last night. So we should I think that's probably going to be good to know. I don't know if we need to order another one of those or not. And then we've got a few other options that we've got a really cool scooter one that's getting ready to go.
Super cool.
It is. If you saw his backpack last year, it's actually the same design, but it's just unlike anything you see.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we don't get out very much. There could be something out there. But I feel like a lot of, I don't know, I guess you don't really see a lot of scooter shirt type stuff anyways.
Yeah.
This one's a little more like punk rock kind of, to integrate a really like masculine, cartoony design with a scooter. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
So we actually have one of ours that'll show up tomorrow, which was Thursday. So I don't know when this is going to go live, but
Probably tomorrow.
well, if you listen to this on Thursday, find me on Instagram and I will post a picture
Yep.
on my story when we get it in. We both ordered one because we both like them.
Yep.
We're going through our differences in material of what we prefer. I like soft and fuzzy. You like crunchy t-shirts, which absolutely disgusts me.
Stiff.
Or
Like
it's real
cardboard.
starchy. I don't even understand. Or option 2, you want like the athletic ones, like as
100%
light,
polyester.
and they're cold and they're
Yes.
not cozy at all. And
They
so
run hot.
I don't know. Maybe we're just gonna have to be the brand that offers like one design in 5 different shirts. That'll be our thing of like there's something for everyone because literally like until we have like 10 designs, we can offer our shirts in maybe 2 different versions, maybe a hoodie as well. Some things will go in a hoodie. I prefer a zip only because I have so many hoodies.
Same.
So we'll probably have some
Some
things.
designs just work better on a non-zip.
Yeah, I mean, hoodies have pockets and it's challenging. So there are some things, like any merch line, though. Some things are just going to be available in some designs or formats, and they won't be in others. So hopefully everyone can find something. I need to make some promotional stickers or something that we can throw at people.
Yeah.
We've got some basic ones, but I'd like a more obvious push to our website because we'll be wearing the shirts at Vintage Days.
Yep.
So the goal is that we use that as an opportunity when they ask us where we got them.
Have
we can
more
peddle our stuff.
koozies.
We do have a lot of koozies
hit
left.
us up at Vintage Days. Get you a koozie.
Yep.
Might even come with a beer in it if you're nice.
We'll be careful what you advertise here.
Yeah.
We only have so much room.
Yeah. Maybe. He said.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe.
You're too nice.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. Yeah, I've got, like I said, about almost 5 designs that are going to be pretty fresh at least by the time Vintage Days rolls around. Did you still now be real with yourself when I ask you this question?
Mm-hmm.
We had talked about ordering shirts to take with us.
Yes.
Is that something you still want to do?
No, I'm overwhelmed by the idea right now.
Okay, good. Part of me also likes the idea, but then it's like,
no, I just want to
once you have it, you don't want to deal with like tenders and money and like, it's just, you know what, people just go online, order it. If you do the rush shipping, if it's available, I don't know if it's available for all of them. So I did the rush shipping in mine. What did I order it? Monday night? It's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it was only like $4 more than regular shipping. It was insane turnaround time.
Saying Monday night is basically the same as ordering at some point on Tuesday.
Right. And it's coming tomorrow. That's 2-day turnover.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're coming out of. Maybe that has something to do with it. But even 1-day shipping. Even just shipping.
So I think some of the stuff is handled either out of Virginia or North Carolina.
Yeah, we can probably look into that.
But yeah, there's going to be a year at some point that we will have less ambitious projects and deadlines and more time, and maybe we'll actually take shirts to sell.
Maybe.
I don't think that's this year, and I don't know if it'll ever be a year, just on the basis of if we're not selling shirts, we can just enjoy the event.
Yeah, I don't
and
really
we can
want
at least
responsibility.
I'd rather have time to talk to people. And if people want to,
because if you were to do it right
and buy merch or, buy things they think are cool, whether they want to, support us or not, you can do that before the event. You can do that at the event. You can do it.
Can I say something?
After. Yep.
I just can't get you to stop talking sometimes.
Sorry.
And if we were to do it right, we would have to, I would want to have like space in the swap meet area.
Yes.
And it's just a lot. Like, it's not like you can go in there with 20 shirts. You have to go in with a lot, and you're probably going to leave with a lot.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of dust. Shirts, like, you're going to have them sleeved, and then you're going to have to wipe them off. It's not fun. It really doesn't seem fun. Most people keep them in totes and stuff. They leave their designs out, keep everything in totes, and that works. But it's still just a lot of money up front.
Well,
and hopes you have sizes that people like. The only good thing is, like, people aren't going to come back and complain. You know, there is always the chance we'll have to do a little bit of customer service, being that we don't have quality control the way that the shop is set up, but we do our best.
We do in the sense of we always order before we list.
Yeah, I mean, we do the best we can, but we don't look at everything before it goes out the door.
Sure.
So there is always a chance that something could be, but obviously we'll work through that. It's just worth the convenience for now. Yeah. And it's a side hustle, so who knows?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to selling like one shirt at the camper at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if that would literally be taking 20 shirts probably. I don't think it'd be hundreds or anything crazy because the people that ride by there aren't looking to buy at that point in time.
Yeah. Well, and I think it would be more of, we had talked before, if we got to the point that we wanted to actually go do shows, do fuel, party at the pen.
Yeah, fuel would be different. Because even that's 2 days. It'd be cool to do a 1-day show.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time fuel comes back.
Yeah.
Maybe if they pick a different week or month, like give us some recovery time.
But like we gotta have time, energy, mental capacity to contribute to like running booths at multiple shows to justify like us personally warehousing shirts rather than
I hate the idea of inventory.
Print on demand.
You have to charge enough to compensate for the shirts you don't sell, and it's just tough. It would be fun. Like, yeah, that would be a dream, but I feel like every digital artist goes through a phase of thinking they can do shirts, and they often get to the point of just also being tired of just having inventory. So
yeah,
I'd like to go into that with a little bit of wisdom and leave some things to the experts, like producing and inventorying shirts for us.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. The Vintage Day shirt I'm posted.
Excited with designs you've been working on. The Vintage Day shirt is phenomenal.
I don't have the same excitement around it, but I think once I see how excited other people are, it will help.
Dude,
because I know how basic of skills it took me. It didn't challenge me in a way that was like riveting. But the concept, I think people will really like. People on the Facebook group, I posted a hint towards it, were very engaging, which was very exciting to see. Hopefully, people had some crazy ideas, though. So we went with a map concept. And some of the ideas that people came up with, it's hard for me to reject ideas and input. When you ask for input and then you say, sorry, that's a bad idea. Like, that's tough for me because I'm sure I've given plenty of bad ideas and advice that you're so passionate about. Like, when you say it, you really feel like you're saving the world.
Yeah.
But in reality, like, nobody needs to know where the entrance of the track is. Like, that's just not relevant to, number one, the general attendee. Yeah. But number two, like, if you need the entrance of the track for something, like, it's kind of your job to find it. Like, we went with a little bit of a snarky approach to where it's like, that's not my problem. Like, if you don't know where the entrance of the track is, like, I don't feel like that adds or takes away from, like, the quality of the event or just the fun that I intended with the design.
Yeah.
Or we intended. I think it was your idea.
Well, I think it was kind of shared. I think we had tossed it around and we found that one shirt in the Outer Banks and we're like, oh man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Really don't have as many good textures as ocean water and stuff. Like, but it works. Yeah. It's good.
I think it's cool. I hope people appreciate it.
I think everyone will like it. It's just hard for me because it's such a basic, again, for me, it's a basic design. There wasn't any like super cool.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of fun little like tongue-in-cheek jokes around it.
Yeah.
It's good.
The artwork. It is fun. And like I said, when I see other people's reaction, it'll fuel my fire a little bit. It's just living in my bubble.
The big thing is, order a confirmation of that our update works the way we think it should. That way we can get it listed, hopefully before even the next episode. That way people have got time to order them, get them ahead of time so they can take them to the event if they want.
Have ordered them like yesterday, but if we go through and we do another priority ship, we'll have it here early next week or something.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on the news?
On the news.
Well, Royal Enfield, they were some smarties. They imported a year worth of bikes into the U.S.
Now, I don't want to jump ahead,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it's going to be very ironic
Mm-hmm.
to tie this and the next story together.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, the next story is like, hey, here's a cool new bike, but
Yeah, that's the other issue.
obviously we're going to be on like an inventory freeze. So they ordered more than a year's worth of bikes to have shipped in. Granted, they acted fast because I think
Yeah.
the tariffs were threatened for what, like a month or two, and they were postponed.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Chinese one seems to happen kind of fast. I don't know what it is for India or where they're coming
I haven't
from.
really followed.
But it was
tariffs for
basically like,
India.
get inventory here so we can wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Which is great, but then anything new, you're not getting it. But I guess, in all reality, US doesn't get the new stuff first anyways.
Correct.
So,
if you remember, because we've talked about that before, we were averaging, I don't remember. I did the math some episodes ago.
I don't remember.
I think we were averaging like 10 months from like launch to bike landing in US.
I'm surprised it was even that short. I thought it'd be years.
No, because it was like, if it was released in India, I think it was within 2 or 3 months it would be in Europe, but it wasn't until like 10 months after the India release for it to be available in the US.
Yeah.
So
catch-22, hard telling. I mean, it does keep costs down, but people have to like really appreciate that.
Well, it does two things. One, either it's going to seem like a genius idea because tariffs do move forward and they've already landed all of these bikes, right? Genius move. Hats off to them.
Mm-hmm.
Tariffs don't go through. In theory, there's not a downside as long as the economic situation stays stable and there's still similar demand. Where it doesn't work out is you've got an entire year of bikes imported. You maybe in theory could export them and sell them elsewhere if our economy drops and demand for Royal Enfields drops. But if you can't export them, the benefit to the consumer is there's going to be some really cheap bikes.
Yeah.
Because Royal Enfield North America will be sitting on potentially a year worth of bikes. But yes, it does lead into the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So Rush Lane, who is primarily a Indian motorcycle and automotive news outlet, has some spy shots of the new production-ready Royal Enfield electric Himalayan. I forgot to put that here in our notes. I forgot the electric.
I knew.
Yeah.
No one else will see our notes. It's okay.
So, styling cues from the current Himalayan, styling cues from the Him-E, if you remember from, I forget if it was EICMA or what show, where they showed their development mule. So, the intriguing parts to me, did you look at it?
Mm-hmm.
I like the fin work on the side where the motor traditionally would be, right? Gives you some visual interest because you're not getting to stare at a internal combustion engine. The slightly weird part, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because, I mean, I guess do it because you can utilize the space, but the seat, and I don't know if it's all one piece, but it appears where the tank would traditionally be is also upholstered and padded like the rest of the seat.
Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder what the intention behind that is. Maybe there's an airbag in it.
Or you could just pack a bunch of people on the bike.
Yeah, but not forward. You're not going to pack people like behind the handlebars in front of the...
Yeah, why not? Put a kid there.
Maybe in India.
Yeah.
But not as much here. I mean, that seems like it was... I guess you'd have to sit on the bike to know if it was wasted space or not. I can't imagine...
Yeah.
You're not really sitting up that far. So I don't imagine that's going to help a lot. And it's not... I don't feel like it's big enough that if you leaned, you're going to actually lean on it.
Yeah, it's not like aggressively forward enough seating position like a sport bike where you're going to be laying on that section.
No, but if
However,
they would have let that go straight across, you could have at least, I don't know if you put a bag there, put some sort of like glove compartment, functional space other than a cushion that isn't touched.
Well, they may have electronics under there, but the one benefit of it being more of a cushion than painted surface is just, scratch, right?
Scratch.
Scratches from your like gear, like zippers on your jacket and stuff. If you have paint in that area, you'll get tank scratches.
You got a lot of photos.
Yeah. Yeah. Link will be in the show notes.
The gold is pretty cool.
The gold. Apparently I missed this.
The wheel, the rims, the shocks are all gold.
Yeah, just the gold anodization on stuff. Yeah. Love me some gold wheels. Yeah.
It's giving dirt bike a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's Himalayan.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, no, I think it's a sharp looking bike. Yeah, we'll see when it launches and then figure out how long it'll take to get one to the US.
Yep.
Kawasaki has some Tour de France news.
It was a very short article.
I think they're going to win.
Kawasaki?
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling they're going to win the Tour de France.
Why do they even have bicycles?
No. They're using motorcycles. That's why they're going to win.
Oh.
Yeah, no, joke.
It's 11:30.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they just made an announcement. They're supplying the support motorcycles for Tour de France and the
I wonder how
associated races.
I wonder how they bid that out
through 2027. I'm sure there's some process.
I wonder who pays who.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's
because it's
you imagine
basically
it's
marketing.
Probably even, right?
If it's even, then what's the advantage? Or maybe it's bidded who pays the Tour de France the most.
Well, Kawasaki's providing bikes. In exchange, they get publicity. Even. Right?
I guess.
That's what my envisionment
well,
is.
that makes sense, but how would you...
It's an in-kind sponsorship.
How would you choose someone if it's a wash? Like, there's got even things...
Who's willing to give you the most bikes?
Oh, okay.
Right? I don't know. Just a thought. I might be wrong. But yeah, all the support bikes that they use for closing roads and opening roads and rider support and all that stuff. Ducati has been working on a auto clutch. So their system is not too far off of Honda's e-clutch that they have developed. Difference being the Ducati one is hydraulically actuated versus I think Honda's is like a cable actuated. So the argument is like better launches, etc., right?
Mm-hmm.
More like racing application. So thinking through that, it's like, so it's going to make everything better, but it at some point is better, right? In the sense of, this is what I mean.
Comes at a cost.
If we keep pushing motorcycle racing, specifically like GP, the upper level, to the extent that the bikes are so automated and computer controlled, there will still remain a certain amount of rider skill display above and beyond other motorsports, in my opinion at least, just because riding a motorcycle, you have just the difference in how you control the machine compared to, let's say, F1 or Top Fuel dragsters, right? But those are good comparisons. If you look at like Top Fuel, you still have a subset of drivers who are really good at operating those machines. But we've hit the limit of like, there's not really room for innovation to an extent. Part of it is just rules limitations at this point because they're going so fast. But like, the driver is there to do two things. Push the pedal at the right time and hold the wheel straight. Ish, meaning like keep the car straight.
Seems a little oversimplified.
Well, but the computer's controlling the clutch engagement, right? The computer's controlling the timing, the fuel, all of that. The driver's there to push a pedal and keep the car off the wall. And I'm not trying to undermine that because they're still like you can't slap Joe Schmo in there and him perform at the same level, right? But at a certain point, you start removing more and more of the human. F1 has the same problem to me. You have these drivers that are considered really good drivers, but they're also in equipment that is just far outpaced their competition. But they've hit like limitations where to utilize the full braking pressure of some of these cars, like you have to leverage the G-forces on your body to be able to exert enough pressure on the brake pedal, right? We're at these crazy technological limits. So I guess my point is, if we remove the clutch, let's say, right? Now we're down to throttle brake steering. Well, if we've automated the clutch, we're probably not far behind automating throttle engagement at certain points like launches. We'll probably never fully automate braking, but like we're just taking more and more of the rider out of the bike. And is that good for the sport in the long term, I guess?
So what does NASCAR do?
As far as
Clutches and...
Yeah, so the driver still has a clutch, shifts manually. They have gone to a,
or maybe
a
they just
sequential
have,
gear
like...
spot, a sequential gearbox.
Maybe they like spin it off as a separate sport or have like separate divisions or something.
Yeah, well, and I'm glad you said that because that did kind of remind me. So the other thing is like Top Fuel is fun because it is the absolute kind of technological limit of drag racing. Again, to an extent, could we surpass it? Probably, but we're just at a safety barrier. So there's something to be said of like, how fast can we get if we squeeze every ounce of performance out of these bikes by removing the human? But is that necessarily the only form of the sport we want?
Do you think, what if the bikes got hacked, like illegal stuff?
Yeah, I mean,
was done.
Sure, there's always illegal stuff, right? Gray area.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is always to be in the gray area. If you're not writing the rule book, someone else is.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone, to some extent, racing, cheating is innovating. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Onward, Benda is releasing a new cruiser with an auto clutch. It is called either the Greystone or the Rock. Cycle World wasn't really sure if the translation was correct or not. The Greystone 707 or Rock 707. Pretty down the middle cruiser, nothing super crazy other than the auto clutch. The big kind of note here to me is if it does make it to the US, it will probably be the best named model they have in the US. If you remember, this is the company that is currently fielding the Chinchilla and Napoleon Bob.
Oh.
Yeah. So a Greystone 707 or Rock 707 will round out that lineup nicely. The Isle of Man has completed. Bunch of records were set.
How many people died this year?
I totally forgot to look that up. Let me search while I'm talking through this. Bunch of records were set. It's a very fast year.
Hopefully not. That's just such a horrible thing.
We've got qualifying speeds over 130 miles an hour this year. Michael Dunlap set some records, tied some records. Just pretty solid year. Let's see. Hopefully zero, but that's not normally. Oh.
None?
Isle of Man today, 1 day ago. No road deaths for second consecutive year of the Isle of Man TT.
Ooh, I wonder if they made changes.
I mean, not really. It's just everyone tries to be safe as possible.
Well, they try, but the 1 year didn't like 3 people pass away?
Yeah, I mean, there's been years.
I wonder if it's like
pretty high.
Hot. Like how much of it's Temperature.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, weather pushing the limits. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Amazon is picking up a 4-part Isle of Man TT series and a feature film set to start Channing Tatum.
What?
Yeah.
That'll get some views.
So I was really confused by that pick because at first I was like, why can't we get like Keanu Reeves, who we know is like really into motorcycles?
Mm.
Turns out Channing Tatum is into motorcycles. Not to Keanu level, I don't think, but he has bikes. He's went to Isle of Man to watch races.
I mean, It's easy to forget that we're all getting older.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Channing Tatum looks like now.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say he was millennial eye candy for a while. What?
I said I think pretty close to the same. Yeah.
He's like 10 years older than the last time I looked at him. So I'm assuming he's aging well. And I don't know. It's just interesting, too, to think about like the demographics. Sometimes the age of who you pick is like the people you want to reach. Isn't he like is he in his 40s?
I don't know. But so think about this, though, right? This is my only thing. Think about people, and maybe you won't be able to. But think about people we've met at Vintage Days that race motorcycles.
Oh, yeah. I don't really have much to offer there.
Think about the people you've seen at Vintage Days racing motorcycles.
Younger?
Just their build.
Oh, they're small, aren't they?
Most of them are not built like Channing Tatum.
Okay. He's tall. I feel like he gives me tall vibes.
I don't know if he's that tall.
Oh, you mean like...
He's just built.
Oh, he was in Prison Break, wasn't he?
Yeah, maybe. He's in 21 Jump Street. I remember that. He was in Magic Mike. Yeah, he's 45. Yeah. He's 6'1". He's not exceptionally tall.
So what are you saying? Like they're like short normally?
No, they're just... I don't know. Not overly muscular to the extent that he has at least portrayed himself in certain movies.
Yeah, he's like a bigger guy.
Yeah.
Like a horse jockeys. Like they're like little tiny people.
Yeah. And motorcycle riders aren't necessarily tiny.
No, but they have to be able to like tuck behind the windshield.
Well, you have to have a balance of like strength and agility.
Mm-hmm.
And like being built does not always lend itself to agility.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. Just interesting choice, but like I said, apparently he's into bikes. So, oh, that's it. We're on to weird news.
I'm ready. Oh, you want me to say something?
No.
I
was trying to figure out how I wanted to lead into this one.
I did watch this video.
You did?
I don't do well with like stupid stuff. Like I never watch like Jackass or anything. Like I just can't.
You think this is stupid?
It was pretty risky. I don't know. Like,
did you read that this is so? Okay. Yes, I didn't put the guy's name in the notes here. I forget. Let me pull it up. Gunther. I'm going to butcher that last name. Link will be in the show notes. He's a stuntman. He wheelied a Vespa up a mountain, 4.5 kilometers, which for American friends, a little less than 3 miles, while blindfolded.
Yeah, he had like an actual just like beanie or sack over his head.
Blindfolded tight enough that he had
an oxygen tank.
An oxygen tank to make sure he was getting enough oxygen inside the like mask he had over his head. So how did he manage to do this? There was a support car that would radio to him to tell him if he needed to steer left or right. But didn't just wheelie the Vespa up. They removed the front wheel. Now they put some like skateboard wheels.
So he wouldn't like...
Yeah, if he set it down, it'd still roll. But there's no front forks or wheel on this bike. But here's the best part. This was just him training. He plans on going up. Let me get back to the notes here. The Grossglockner Alpine Pass which if he completes the entire thing, blindfolded doing a wheelie, will be about 25 miles. How do you feel about that?
It can't be comfortable.
No, I mean, it's probably not. I guess the goal is to go fast, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing 25 miles an hour, that'd take an hour. It'd be a long
I
time
don't
to be
think he's going
blindfolded
that
doing a
fast.
wheelie. No, he's probably not. Yeah, it's going to be a
I'm gonna say,
minute.
like, it's got to be like, I wonder if he has wrist straps or something.
I don't know. Yeah. Interesting to see. Well, I mean, interesting thus far. It'll be more interesting if he actually does the 25 miles. Next weird news. Crank It, YouTuber, released a documentary, 2-part documentary on Alta Motors and what actually unfolded with Harley's purchase and then the seeming demise of Alta. Links to both parts will be in the show notes. I have not watched all of it in its entirety yet, but it's intriguing that someone's gone through this because from the sounds of it, some of the NDAs have expired. So stuff can be divulged now of exactly what happened. And it sounds like some gag orders were involved that prevented them from divulging what was occurring. And then the last thing, did you click on this link yet? Click on it. I want your impression.
Oh, it's 29 minutes long.
What? 29 minutes long. I have this under, do you think this is better or worse than a gyro?
Oh,
Just
no,
a
I did
picture
click on
looking
that.
at.
I clicked on the Alta Motor
Yeah.
ones.
No. Yeah, we're going to sit here while you watch a 29-minute documentary.
We want real
Report
life.
back.
That was my concern.
Yeah.
So I did look at this. It looks like a tuk-tuk.
It is a tuk-tuk.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. That's really large in that.
It is, in fact, a tuk-tuk.
That's
An electric
cute.
tuk-tuk.
I wonder how big it is in comparison to a golf cart. It's giving golf cart.
Probably pretty close. But if you had to choose between that and a Honda Gyro,
What am I doing with it? I need more to the scenario.
whatever you want.
I mean,
Probably a little big for vintage days, but it'd be really nice. You could offer like a taxi service.
it'd be so cool at the beach. It'd be way better. Like if we were to... Is this becoming available? What is... Could be an urban game future where pollution is awful. Okay, so... Talks about how Asia's had more fluidity in their vehiculars.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably not going to get this. TVS Motors.
It's like I don't think our roads are necessarily structured for this.
No.
It would be a weird, like, I don't know. Basically, it would ride on the same area of the street as those electric scooters would that don't have anywhere to ride. You know what I mean? Like, not on the sidewalk, but not on the road. Because they probably would only be able to go somewhere that's like 25 miles per hour.
Top speed of 37 miles per hour.
How cool would it be to Uber at the beach in one of the, like...
Yeah, it would be
to, like,
pretty sweet.
To drive it.
Yeah.
To, like, be an Uber for people at the beach or something. They're convertibles. It looks like the top comes off.
I mean, even if you don't have the top off, it's still, like, open air on the sides.
It looks like... I don't know if it's going to fit 2 Americans in the back. I think we might be too chunky.
No, I mean, if you look at the front, it's a single seat in the middle. And I think there's enough space. I think you could get 2 red-blooded Americans in the back seat there.
That like each other.
Yes. That is definitely a prerequisite.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it would pass most safety things, but again, I mean, I'm not saying
there safety standards for tuk-tuks?
Not in the U.S. I'm saying in the U.S. I don't think it would
I'm just
pass.
asking anywhere.
There's not going to be airbags or anything. Like, this is a golf cart.
Yeah, I mean, motorcycles don't. Well, okay. Other than the Goldwing, motorcycles don't have airbags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I saw it
cute.
and I was like, I wonder what Missy thinks of this vehicle.
It's cute. There's a time and a place.
Yeah.
And I wish that there was, something like Bay or like Nantucket, or there's communities in Florida where people just straight up ride their golf carts everywhere.
Mhm.
Or if you had within a community or a development where that was normalized, I think it could work. So it would kind of come down to price. But on a regular road, no, that's not going to happen.
Where do you stand on gyros? You still want one? Vaguely?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't seek it out.
Okay.
I like the idea, but I also want to be realistic that I'm not going to ride it anything regularly here
You could ride it to the winery.
up the street on the sidewalk. I also ride my e-bike up there. Pretty much
Yeah.
same speed and everything at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like realistically, I wouldn't ride anything around here, but if we end up spending substantial time at the beach.
I still can't wrap my head around that one, but
Okay. Don't kill my dreams.
I'm not.
Let me live.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
How'd you do on your drinks?
Hey,
you were thirsty.
Sour,
Yeah.
done. Bourbon.
That was a small glass of
Almost
bourbon.
Yeah.
Was that
done.
straight?
Yeah, but it was a bunch of ice. All the ice is gone.
You can take that down in one swig.
It was probably like an ounce and a half.
I am going
diluted
to
a bunch
bed.
of ice cubes. Yeah, you're going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Watch out on Instagram for shirt previews.
Yep. Gotta follow me. Sometimes I remember to tag him, and then he'll repost when I do. But a lot of, especially since we've had some, they're not really fails, but just kind of like don't love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna make like blasting it out everywhere. It's just a very simple casual. But I know that there are creators or whatever you want to call us that I follow that I like seeing the process. So I'm trying to be a little more transparent about the process because I think that's more engaging. I think it's interesting. Most people can see that we don't just design stuff and throw it up on a website. Like we're buying things, we're testing it. We want to make sure we like the shirts. I haven't bought a shirt this week.
You did not like it.
I hated it so much. I've never felt so bad about myself in a shirt. And honestly,
I didn't know it was that bad.
I mean, and it really I don't know. You know when like shirt just gives you like clothing anxiety, like you put it on, and you're like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
It's not like I hated myself. It's like I hated the experience of being myself while I was wearing the shirt. So like, I thought I was going to buy a women's shirt, which is another thing we've kind of gone a little bit back and forth on. You want to be like hyper inclusive on making sure everyone's got a variation of shirt that they love. And I'm like, screw it. Women's clothing sucks. Every woman knows what she wears in a unisex. Not a single woman knows what she wears in women's clothing. Like what size.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just go unisex, throw in an occasional V-neck and call it a day. Like that's as close as we need to get to women's clothing because the universe just does not like us.
How very feminist of you.
The whole clothing situation is just horrible. But like I put it on. I got a medium because I'm an average sized person. And it was huge. Well, the waist was huge. And that it was very strange. Like I own a lot of medium men's shirts. And I think this medium women's was bigger around the middle, which normally they should be smaller because it should be fitted. Like that's why I got it. I was like, oh, this will be nice. It'll be cute. It'll be fitted. No, it was huge. So maybe it was like medium and like, so there's different types of women sizing. There's Mrs. There's like juniors, Mrs. and then like ladies. It may have been a ladies large. So if I go to Target, I can't shop in the ladies section. I have to make sure I'm in like the junior Mrs. Like ambiguous age section because once you hit those, it's like they do some size and inclusivity thing that as you get older, they don't want to hurt your feelings. So they make everything bigger. But then what it really does is just confuse you on what size you're wearing. So like I would be a small in a ladies, but like maybe a medium or a large in a Mrs. or juniors. And nothing's really actually identified as changing categories. So you don't even know what you're buying until you try it on and you're like, oh, this is too big. So it must be like a lady size. So I need to like go down, But like I said, it's just a complete like.
Do you know why they don't do that in men's?
Because nobody cares.
One, there's probably less care. And two, we're lucky to just know what size we wear in a standardized system.
Look what size you're actually putting in your body every day.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter if we do because it's irrelevant. Like nothing matters.
Yeah. Do you know, like, I think that's also why men's pants are always just like numerical. Just like 32, 34.
I've gotten to the point that like there are a few brands you can buy in like women's numbers. I think that's just like what I'm committed to.
But then there's also
here
like
now.
what? Like the like single number systems, the like
the
0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, whatever.
Yeah, which you know, those are definitely different, but you can buy
get a
the like
10 long.
You can buy like the like 30s and 40s like actual inch waist that buckle, and you can buy length as well.
Yeah. Which
completely blew my mind the first time I went in there. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm actually allowed to like know what number I am, you know, and it's pretty well correlated with your actual like waist size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a simple concept. But the shirt, like the neck was huge on it, the armholes were small. So what woman they think is like those
tiny
proportions,
arms, huge neck,
tiny
large
arms, right?
Waist.
It is like the complete opposite of me. Like I have a tiny neck. I've got bigger arms because I've been benching, like it's my job the last couple months. And then I've got a tiny waist. So like proportionally wearing this thing, I was like, this is horrendous. And
every main point of contact was the exact opposite of
100%. And I don't even know which brand it was. I need to go back and look at which brand it is and like never ever order it again. I feel like, you know, it looked like such a cute shape on the little thumbnail. I'm like, you know, that looks like a feminine shirt. No, so bad. And then it's hard because I'm like, well, I don't really want to donate it to Goodwill because it has like my original design on it. So like, what do I do with this shirt that like has a design that I don't want China stealing? Granted, if I put it online anywhere, China's going to steal it anyways, and you'll probably be able to find it from like Alibaba in a few months.
Yeah.
I've been really careful I'm a little weird about putting stuff online because China just steals them all anyways.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So we'll cut it up, turn it into shop rags.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really that much ink on it that would prevent like absorption. I'm sure it's just cotton, but it's not even. It wasn't even a nice like
crop top.
Even the shirt wasn't textured. I'd be like a little tent. Even my tight sleeves and sloppy neckline, it just made me so uncomfortable. Gave me all the clothing anxiety.
You could, what do they call the shirts that like almost fall off your shoulders, where you can wear like one shoulder,
like off the shoulder?
Yeah, you could just.
I just stretch it. I should just get passive aggressive with it.
Out, crop top it, right? Repurpose the shirt.
It's not that stretched out, but like I don't know. Maybe I could cut the sleeves off.
I was gonna say you said the sleeves are tight, right? Cut the sleeves off.
Cut the sleeves off.
Tank.
And then I have to like cut it up the sleeves so I can tie it, so like make it tighter on the middle.
Yeah.
And then the neckline is just going sloppy because at that point it's a muscle shirt. So like it's the same thing the guys.
It was the exact shirt you wanted. It's just DIY.
Oh my god, it's so bad. I mean, even the print. I really want a metallic print, and I need to be able to find a printer who can print on demand with like metallic something or other. Yeah. And it just missed everything. And the thing that sucks is like the design is so good.
Yeah.
Like it's been something I've been thinking about forever, and
you have.
It broke my heart.
It's pretty cool. The design is.
Yeah. Oh well, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out when I have the bandwidth. One crisis at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think that's a podcast. You good?
I'm very good.
All righty. Well, see you guys next week time. Maybe week.
Maybe. Bye.
Bye.